Hey, Ray Terry here down at Mint Hill Barber Shop, a landmark right here in Mint Hill. A lot of cutting hair going on. Stephen Smith is the proprietor. Is that true, Stephen?
That's exactly right.
Stephen Smith down here at the barber shop. I've got my hair cut down here several times, and hey, great place to get your hair cut. So I suggest if you haven't, give it a shot. Stephen, how long have you been here on the corner?
I've been down here for 27 years now.
27 years, really?
Yep. Shop started in 93 and I joined in 97.
Tell me your story. Where are you from?
I'm from basically right inside Union County, Stallings, Matthews area. And I just kind of fell into barbering. I was a young man and barber school was attracted to me because I could get out and make a career in 1 year versus going to college in 4, you know?
Yeah.
So I wanted to get married. I thought that was the ticket. So that's what I did. I went to barber school. And it's been a good career for me.
Got any kids?
I got one daughter. She's 11.
I got an 11-year-old daughter, so it's done you well. And you've been in Mint Hill how long now?
I've been here since 97.
Gotcha.
So we're going, what is that, 27 years now?
27 years downtown Mint Hill.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. And so barber is a great career pathway. I mean, tell me what your thoughts on that are.
I think it is a good way. I mean, but you gotta get up and show up, right? You know?
Oh yeah, well, everybody's got to show up.
I mean, that's the whole thing. I mean, you can't make it if you're not here. It's kind of like fishing. You don't know if they're going to bite today, but you got to be here and you got to be ready.
Got to put the hook in the water.
That's exactly right.
Show up.
But no, it's a great career. It's afforded me a lot of opportunities, and still married to my wife for 25 years.
That's awesome.
You know, it's a good career. Been able to travel the world, and I wouldn't have been able to do it if it wasn't for barbering. So,
that's awesome. Well, the whole idea behind today's video here is to raise the awareness to the opportunities in barber cosmetology. Mm-hmm. And you know, comment a little bit on, barbers used to be all men. And let's just face it, when I grew up, I rarely went into a barber shop where there was a woman cutting hair.
I know.
Right? Am I right on that history?
Absolutely. But now barbershop can have cosmetologists working with barbers.
Well, this is a tremendous example. You've got 4 female barbers now, don't you?
I have 4 females. And for the longest time, we wanted to kind of keep it the good old boys club.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we just can't find enough people to work. So started bringing the ladies on. The community's accepted them. I mean, they are just, they've been amazing to work with. They come in, they show up, they do a good job, and they've got a good career.
Well, you know what's amazing? I find that women are stepping up in all facets of the trades. Mm-hmm. In the construction, there are plumbers, there's electricians. Women love to weld. Mm-hmm. I mean, love to weld. It's just a great career pathway for females, and actually they make better welders than most guys because of their detail. And that ties right into being a barber. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of creativity and imagination in barber. Yeah. Cutting hair. And there's another pathway of creativity. Mm-hmm. And as I speak many times in school, there is no more creativity. There is no more hands-on imagination, building, creating. Yeah. And cosmetology is a great pathway.
Oh, absolutely. You got to almost have a little artistic side to it,
Well, it does. And and I ask kids all the time how many of you like art, and most always kids raise their hand, love it. And I loved art, still do love art. I do sculpturing and metalwork myself today.
Right.
But so hey folks, if barber, cutting hair, you listen to your children and pose the option. Have you ever thought about cutting hair? Because a lot of kids, I think one right here next to me, we'll give her a word or two. When she was growing up, she liked to cut hair. Isn't that true over there?
Miss Amber?
Amber, isn't it right? You cut hair when you was a girl?
I mean, doll's hair, but...
Well, that's hair. You was pretending, wasn't you?
You got to start somewhere.
Hey, pretending's what we did as a kid.
Yeah.
Imagination.
Yeah, bingo, right. It's all about your imagination, creativity. Mm-hmm. And you ask most people when they're happiest, and you're your happiest when you're creating, aren't you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And the only time we learn, folks, is when we apply. You ever screwed up a haircut, Stephen?
You know, I don't like to confess to it, but yeah, I mean, you know, but I think early on you got to learn the ropes. But you
Yep.
know, very rare do I mess up a haircut anymore.
Well, let's ask Amber. She's a lot younger.
She'll tell
Amber,
the
you ever
truth.
screwed up a haircut?
Yeah.
Yeah, you betcha. So, you know, but that's how we learn. If you don't do anything, you don't learn anything.
That's right.
So that just goes right into the thing. Don't be afraid to fail, because when you fail, you learn. The most important thing you get in the barber shop is communication. Most people talk. The most important thing we do as human beings every day is communicate through soft skills, through courtesy, through love. I say all the time, let's spread the love. And that's part of it. Learn to do that. Give back.
Well, barbering is a service industry. I mean, you got to be ready to serve people. And in this business, you build relationships with the customer, the client. You know, they become friends. You know, you cut their hair when they come into the shop, and then at some point in their life, they need you to go to their house. You go to their house and cut their hair. You know.
That's awesome.
And but you know, I'm glad my parents were very supportive of going to a trade school. You know, they didn't say, hey, you have to go to a 4-year school. You know, they just want you to be successful. It's not.
Well, it's like I tell people, I think, and I ask the kids all the time, what's the number one thing we all want? We all want the same thing. And most of them say 9 times out of 10, money. And money is not what we all want. We want to be happy. We want to be happy. And I asked Amber last time I was here, was she a happy girl? She said she loved cutting hair. I'm talking Amber Tweed right here. A female barber in a predominantly men's barbershop. Now that's kind of a crazy thing to say in itself, because women make great barbers. How many years you been cutting hair now?
5.
5 years.
Yeah.
Are you happy, girl?
Yeah.
Good. What advice would you give other students, possibly in high school, as far as going into cosmetology and cutting hair?
Follow your heart, because I mean, some people, they don't know, like, some people look down on people who just do this, and
We don't care about that. You got to be happy.
Yeah.
Are you happy?
Yes.
You got what you want, right? You
I
make
do.
good. You pay your bills.
Yes.
There you go, folks. Soft skills,
Yep.
communication.
And you know, like you said, be consistent. I tell them, if you say you're going to be open at a certain time, be there, be open, be ready to go to work. You know, the customers,
Absolutely.
they're not going to put up with you, you know, not being there when you're not, when you're supposed to be there. Unfortunately, we see a lot of people that treat some businesses where they think they can just do what they want to do. If they don't want to work that day, they don't show up. Well, you're not going to build a business doing that.
No, consistency is the name of the game, and say what you do and do what you say. And your word is your bond.
Absolutely right.
And commitment trumps everything. Money doesn't trump commitment. Although in this world we live in today, a lot of times it does, unfortunately. You know, and I understand it to some degree, but your commitment's a lot, so therefore show up. Looking at apprenticeship and the word they're not aware of, apprenticeship and intern and training, do you have any advice for maybe high school students?
What I did, I went and I checked out the barber school, and then I went and talked to my barber, and I said, you know, what do you think about me being a barber? He told me the pros and cons of it. You know,
Yeah.
the hardest part was calling, going down there and talking to the school, getting the paperwork turned in. And once you got the ball rolling, I mean, it was just, you know, like clockwork. You went in, you did your time, and you got out. But the hardest part is making that phone call, showing up, and being there, you know.
Right.
And once you do that, it's just everything's going to fall in place. And then go find you a good place to work at. In the barber profession, you need 1 year of apprenticeship underneath what we consider a master barber. And that is so they can train you, you can learn what they didn't teach you in school, they can tell you the business side of things, and you'll be successful if you do that. So find you a good mentor, you know, find you somebody that you want to work with, they're going to pass it on to you, and you'll be successful. You're not going to get there on your own.
But don't you have to like it? Did you like it when you got into it?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was intriguing, but my goal was to get out within a year and start making money, you know, and
Money was your primary objective.
primary objective because I wanted to go into life and get married and become independent, you know.
Sure, I understand.
But I Yeah, I liked it, but I love it now. I couldn't work anywhere else. I couldn't be in a cubicle somewhere and looking
Right.
at a computer screen. That's not going to be me.
Sure.
And we try to tell people we don't work all the time. I mean, you don't. It's not really work. You go to work, you show up.
Tired, but you have fun.
But you get to hang out with people. You have interesting conversations with people all day long. You make good relationships. I mean, we network.
Connection.
We put people together. If you know somebody that needs this service, we're going to hook them up.
Well, now we're talking to Korean, as you can tell, another female barber in the barbershop world. Awesome stuff. Korean, is there any advice you could give to any young teenager or young student, possibly in high school or middle school, on being a barber?
I would say that if it's something that you're interested in now, really figure out what you want to pursue as far as this career path, because I'm a cosmetologist, and about halfway through cosmetology school, I realized that I only wanted to cut hair, and that I probably should have went to barbering school. And I didn't know that there were opportunities in barbershops for someone like me working with barbers and other cosmetologists as well.
How long you been cutting hair now? Being a barber?
It'll be 9 years.
9 years.
I've been licensed.
Are you a happy girl?
Yes, I love it.
See, we look for happy in the world, folks. That's what it's really all about. You got great purpose, too. Nice haircut, dude. Cut that hair. Women, females, ladies, all of you, think about it. Another career pathway. Get in the man's world. Y'all seem to be taking over. Hey, it's a good thing. Well, I will say this, too. Mint Hill Barber Shop has made donation and supported Put Tools in Schools, and we're greatly appreciative for their support and donations and believing in the cause of putting tools in schools. And we're dead in the middle of it in a barber shop.
Well, I think it's important for us that Mint Hill has supported us for this so many years, almost, since '93. So we have to give back. So whether or not it's giving money to tools in school or supporting a golf tournament or a little baseball team, we do that. We try to give back to the community that supported us.
By the way, we got a golf tournament coming up in October.
Go ahead and get that in, Ray.
At Old Sycamore. Just tell everybody we're going to need support.
You drop that sponsorship form off, I'm sure we'll get something together.
Okay, appreciate that. Well, folks, as you can see, we're finishing up my haircut. And down here at Mint Hill Barber Shop today, talking about cutting hair, being a barber, cosmetology, put it in whatever bucket you want to put it in. It's working with your hands, your mind, critical thinking. Most of all, spread love, talking to people, and just having a good time doing your job. Can't beat that. So if you have considerations of being a barber, give it a shot. Come on down here and talk to the people. They're an inspiration. Mm-hmm. That's why I'm here. So tune in every Saturday morning about your house, 8 to 11 on Fox Sports Charlotte. Download the free app, stream us live on the browser, foxsportsradiocharlotte.com. YouTube Live, Facebook Live on the About Your House radio page. Every Saturday morning. We'll talk to you then.
Thank you.